In this example, we're going to look at the difference between include, require, include once, and require once. So I have gone ahead and set up a PHP file called include require.php. And in this file, I'll just be using some raw PHP and some embedded HTML, as you can see. And I just want to start off with the include function. And the include expression pretty much includes and evaluates the specified file. All right, so let me uncomment this first line. So right now we are including our function.php file that we already created in a previous lesson, and we want to include it in this file. So essentially this one line of code has evaluated the entire function.php file and included all of its contents right here using this include function. So the entire contents of function.php has pretty much been pasted into this include require.php file using this one line. And just to kind of demonstrate the difference between include and require, I have misspelled the function.php file name. As you can see here, the file name is functions.php, and we have a couple of functions in there. And I just want to display the different errors that we get using include and require. So right now, if we save this, we go back and refresh and click on our file name, we'll see here that we get a warning message. Okay, it just tells us that it was unable to open the stream, no such file or directory. However, we see here that the additional instructions will be executed. So that's the difference between an include and require statement. If we were to uncomment the require statement, our additional instructions will not be executed. So let's refresh. And we see here that with the require, we get a fatal error and our entire script fails to execute. So that's essentially the difference between include and require. Right? So an include once returns a true, a Boolean value, and the file will just be included one time. Right? And it works the same for require. So if I was to uncomment this out, and with these include once and require once functions, including the functions.php file, I'm using the magic constant, the dir, which stands for directory, and it pretty much deals with the directory that we're working inside of. So if we're using the directory or the dir magic constant, we have to precede our file name with a /, and if it's in another directory, we would include the directory name after the /. Right? So now if we try to save this and run our file, we'll see here that we get no errors. Okay, so if I wanted to use one of the functions in my functions.php file, for instance, the sum function, and I wanted to find the sum of 12 and let's say 30, and save it. And when I refresh, we first have to echo this out. All right, so we get 42. So our functions file has been included correctly. All right, so if we comment this out and uncomment our require once, and we are not using our / here, let us save it and see what we get. So we get a fatal error saying it failed to open the specified file path. Right, so we have to use that /. So let's fix this and save it. And when we refresh, we get the same answer as before, right? So that is really all we need to know about require and include once and require once. Require once will just require that file one time. So if it has already been included, it does a check and ensures that it does not include or require it again. And the other takeaway is that anything inside this functions file, for instance, if we wanted to use our greeting function, we could simply say greeting, and let's say Mary Brown. And if we save this and do a refresh, we get hello Mary Brown, nice to meet you.